Hey guys, today we're doing headshots for Cecilia, and I am going to try to recreate this photo I took last year of this lovely actress, Katarina. And I'm gonna try to recreate that in a different studio, and sometimes when you're in a new studio, you might not have everything that you need. Like for example, today we didn't have a V-flat for our fill light. So I'm gonna use a different fill light. Actually for today, I'm gonna use this AD200 bouncing off the ceiling. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. But when you're recreating this focus, like let's say maybe I don't remember how I took it, which I don't really remember. I can see from the photo how I took it. It looks like it was a one light setup. So I have a couple tips that you can use if you want to recreate a photo or if you want to try to create a mood. So if I'm trying to recreate that photo, I'm looking at what direction the light is coming from. She has pretty heavy shadows on the right side of her face. So it looks like the light is coming from the side as opposed to above. So I'm gonna have the light on the side. And I need to know if it's hard light or soft light. The photo is a very soft photo. I mean, the light is soft and everything about it is soft. I believe it was shot at f2.0. So a wide aperture will give you a soft photo, but also a big diffuser will give you a soft photo. So we're gonna use this big softbox to give her that soft light, but also shadows are very important when you're taking headshots. You should be looking at the shadows on the side of her face and determining how dark they are, because that's going to determine how much fill light this photo needs. And they're pretty dark shadows, but they're not totally black. That's what makes them so soft and so light. So there's definitely some fill light, but not a lot because it's very dark. And that's what I like about this photo, is that it's soft, but also moody at the same time. I believe this photo was taken with a V-flat as a fill light, but unfortunately we don't have a V-flat today. So for my fill light, I'm going to use this AD200 and bounce it off the ceiling, creating a nice spread of light that's gonna be used to fill the shadows in her face. I think we are ready to go. I have my key light set up over here. The softbox is feathered in her direction for some side lighting. Feathered is when the hot spot of the softbox is not pointed at her face. So this is kind of pointed away and it's lighting her from a nice soft angle. And I am using a Flashpoint speed light for my key light. So not a very expensive light. I recommend this as a good purchase for a first light. All right, so I'm going to start with my key light so that we can see what it looks like when those shadows are super dark with no fill. All right, my Flashpoint speed light is at 1/2 power and I'm only using one light right now. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Super soft light, I love that. But the right side of her face is way too dark. That is just too much, you know? At a certain point, you really need to balance those shadows and determine how dark you want them. You can bring them up a lot or you can bring them up a little bit. But if you're doing headshots, you don't want them too dark. But these are all creative choices that you can determine on your own. I mean, if you want to get something super moody, go all the way black. And if you want to get creative. But if we're doing actor headshots, usually you want to play it a little safer and add some fill light. So I'm going to add this light, bounce it off the ceiling at 1/2 power. And I'm actually going to bring this down because since I'm adding light, I already know this is going to be too powerful. So I'm going to bring that down 1 stop. Now let's take a look. This is with the key light and the fill light together. Good job. It's looking really good. I'm gonna bring this up 1/3 of a stop. Wow, I love this. Very soft light, and those shadows are pretty dark, but that's really what we're going for. I want a nice, moody, but soft photo, and I think we're already getting that. So you can determine if those shadows are where you want it. Again, heavier shadows will make the photo a little moodier. Maybe you want to create kind of a brighter mood. So this is at 1/2 power. Let's bring it up to full power, and I think that's going to fill in our shadows much nicer. So full power, I'm going to bring this down 1/3 of a stop just because I know that if I bring this light up and I bring this light down, then the light is balanced. I think this looks way better with my fill light at full power. And those shadows are still pretty heavy, but I love that. It's a way better balance than that first set. Great job. So let me know what you think. Did you like it when I brought up the shadows all the way to full power, or did you like the shadows a little bit darker? I think I like the final result with those shadows brought up, and the super soft light with this softbox creates a cool, moody headshot.